El Chupacabra.
You sound like a 40-year-old woman ordering in a Mexican restaurant.
Have you ever ate anything and been like, I get a little tingly going on? Okay, she has, but she doesn't want to say it.
Oh, chilly.
Oh yeah, we got some balls of swimming.
Yeah.
They're moist. If you are looking for a dead serious podcast with dry, humorless people, I'm afraid you are in the wrong place. This is Midnight Hollow, and we will dive into some weird, creepy, and downright strange stories with a twist of humor, bad puns, and a whole lot of laughs. So sit back and enjoy the podcast. Our topic of conversation for this episode 10 of Midnight Hollow is El Chupacabra. I said it right. Hey. Probably the only time I'll say it right.
It was very slow.
Hooked on phonics. El Chupacabra.
You sound like a 40-year-old woman ordering in a Mexican restaurant.
What language did
Do you know what I mean?
I thought my voice was a little deeper than that, but apparently not.
Like where she's like, I will have the gordito.
Chonga.
Yeah.
Chimichanga. So what we're going to talk about is the description of it, how it's changed over the years, the history, and the video we saw that from Texas. It looks fairly old, but no one can explain what the hell they caught, and they claim it was the
chimichanga.
The chimichanga. And then after that, we're going to quickly talk about a girl who was like 3 miles away from Loch Ness and took a shot on a flip phone and said, there you go, there's Loch Ness.
She took it on an iPhone.
Same thing, iPhone, flip phone, they both suck balls. Then we're going to talk about a candidate who said she was...
Because we're both holding
I know, we're both like,
what? Candidate who's running for an office, I don't know which one, an orifice, and she was abducted by aliens, apparently, allegedly.
So one is writing Sasquatch porn, and
Yes.
the other one's being abducted by aliens.
I wonder if she had sex. We'll dig deep into that one. Then one we're going to spend literally 5 seconds on. Entire shoreline is a spider web in Greece. Rather not to talk too long about that, but that would just be one that will be in the
I feel like you're
description.
ruining this for the listener.
We're going to talk about bone trumpet for calling demons, and we're going to explain why graham crackers actually exist. So that's
Why they were
I like
invented.
to give them the contents of the episode so they know what the hell's going on. We're not flying blind or
So they could
It's
skip
free-balling.
through all the other bullshit they don't want to hear.
Yeah, that's all pretty good stuff. So I don't know if
Give me
I
the
fast forward
stamps.
through that. Yeah, so anyone want to start with the El Chupacabra? There you go, Chupacabra.
Hey.
You're getting better. Look at this.
Does anyone want to start with it, or did you want me to start to read a little bit about it, or?
You do the intro, the boring wiki stuff.
Yeah.
And
We'll add our
course-
witty
The fun
comments.
stuff.
My finger's moist, so it
Ew,
wasn't.
why is your finger moist? What were you doing?
I would actually like to know why your finger is moist.
Your stomach?
No, that was supposed to be the El Chupacabra.
Oh my god.
So
Next time we're gonna check before we do an episode. You can say what we're talking about.
all right, so if no one knows what the Chupacabra is, see, now I'm getting better because
No
I'm saying
one
it more and
knows,
more,
yeah.
so it's good. The Chupacabra, because this is our final episode of the crypto. First one was Loch Ness, our second one was Squatch, and this one is the goat sucker. So the Chupacabra, literally goat sucker, is a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of Americas, and with its first it's going to be a long day. Sightings reported in Puerto Rico. The name comes from animals' reported habit of attacking and drinking the blood of livestock, including goats. This makes it sound like it's been for centuries. It
Forever.
really hasn't. It's only been like 30 years, maybe. So this is a fairly new crypto animal. Crypto animal? Crapto animal?
I wonder if there was something later, but we haven't connected it because obviously they wouldn't be calling it Chupacabra.
Right, and you're right, because the one podcast I was listening to, even though it was annoying as fuck, they were talking about all these other things, and they had all these different names that might or might not have been related to it, but had the same similar Features. Now, the feature thing is the thing that bothers me the most because the first official sighting of the Chupacabra,
Hey.
I'm getting better at it. It was like an alien. It said it looked
Yeah.
like an alien, and that was like the only sighting that had it like that. And then after that, it kind of looked like a
bear.
yeah, like a bear,
It was
and then
like a
one was like a
bear.
kangaroo, like it had these weird legs and kind of lanky with these
Yeah.
crazy eyes.
And then it went back to dog alien.
Right, and they're always talking about like it.
What'd you do?
I hit my watch on the new desk.
Oh,
Oh,
watch out.
that's breaking news. We are we're in different digs now. We're in
Hopefully we sound better.
yeah. I don't know. We sounded pretty good back there. I'm hoping
Sound
this.
better than we look.
No.
I do have a
For
face.
yourself.
I have a
I'm
face
wearing
for
my
radio
pink today. Pink.
because it's October 3rd.
It's October
Which
3rd.
we had to explain to you what that was. And it's a Wednesday.
And it is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, so people like flipping out over it.
It's
And
crazy.
we're not gonna say what that means. It's October 3rd, and they're wearing pink. See if anyone will catch that reference.
Yes.
Everyone who's female.
Comment.
It did kind of start in Puerto Rico and
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
Is it super racist, guys?
or prejudiced.
Prejudice.
Prejudiced. Now they've had reports all the way up to Maine, as south as Chile, not the restaurant. Possibly the restaurant. I mean, I've seen some people working there that kind of reminded me of the El Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Oh my God, it's butchered. Chupacabra.
You
The
reversed it.
Chupacabra. The Chupacabra. Forget it.
They also sold chimichangas.
Yes, they
So,
do, and they are delicious, by the way.
Is this a conspiracy? I think so.
Yes, it's a conspiracy
Oh
for
my
me
God,
to like.
Stop that.
So yeah, it's been all the way up to Maine, apparently, all the way down to Chile's. Some say Russia reported some, and the Philippines.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
More on this is that I don't know when. I should have probably looked up the date because it was kind of a half thrown together video. In Texas they found something that they're claiming is the Chupacabra.
No, other one.
Chupacabra.
Hey.
El Chupacabra.
Oh.
El
Just one.
Chupacabra. And down in El, Texas.
Not El Chapo.
And I watched the video a bunch, and I got to be honest, I don't know what the hell it is. And any research I have done on it, no one knows what the hell it is.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like a dog, but it was kind of lanky, and then it like ate with this front paws. Like a dog wouldn't do
kangaroo
that.
or something.
Yeah, like who said it was a marsupial? Did you?
I did. I think it's a marsupial. It was probably somehow brought over here and crossbred with a dog of some sort.
That could be. I just wish I could have recorded the growl because that was just an amazing guttural growl, like, brrr. And it wasn't like my stomach growl that I had here. Oh, I hit the wrong one. God damn it. Okay,
Every time.
every time. The reason why it's called goat sucker, it's because apparently it attacks animals, and it used to be goats, pretty much just goats, and it would be 3 marks in the neck, and it would be drained of almost all of its blood. The animal, anyways, was drained of all of its blood, so that's where it kind of got its name from, but everyone's like, well, it just doesn't have goat sucker. Urban sprawl, I'm going to use the term urban sprawl happened. Obviously, goats aren't going to be as prominent, so then it started turning towards more like horses and mules and asses.
Dogs and chaos.
Oh my.
I feel like, didn't they have a dead chupacabra back in the day? And it was like on the side of a road somewhere. But they were like, we found the dead chupacabra. And it looked like a weird hybrid dog with like very long.
I think they solved that, and they said that
Legs.
it was. I thought they said it was a dog with mange.
They always say that.
And a lot of these.
Conspiracy.
Looks like it.
Yeah, there's also in that same video that Nikki sent over, they're like, oh, we chased the chupacabra all the way through wherever. And I'm like, it's a fucking dog. It like
That's
looked like
a
a dog. I'm
dog.
like, it's a dog.
It's got a collar.
And it goes by the name of like
Fluffy.
Rex.
Yeah.
Ralph. Like I said, the only thing I've seen that I really is that one video, and I'll clip it out and put it onto the in the contents or the description
Clip
of the.
it like it's hot.
Huh?
Clip it like it's.
Speaking of that, it's blazing in here right now, man.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm chilly.
Oh yeah. We got some balls of swimming.
Yeah.
They're moist.
Your
I got
finger
moist
is
balls.
moist.
Nikki's gonna punch
Swamp
me in the
squatch.
face. I did. Yes. I got swamp squatch. I can say swamp squatch, but I can't say chupacabra. Well, I've been doing pretty good with it. I'm doing pretty good
got
with
it.
Anything else you want to add to the chupacabra story here?
I just want to know which one it is. It sounds like it's so many different descriptions. Like, is it a bear? Is it a marsupial? Is it reptilian? Because don't some of them say, like, it has scales? And some say it has fur.
And then what would you...
Some say it has spikes.
So, wait, how does the chupacabra suck the blood? Does it do it vampire style? Through the neck?
Uses its front claws.
Through, like,
Claws?
what part
Yep.
of...
Oh, I thought it was teeth.
I thought so, too.
No, it's...
Just
well,
like
it's kind of like explaining what, Bigfoot, oh, he does this and he does that. It's like, we don't really know.
Yes.
But according to a couple reports in the shitty podcast I was listening to, he takes the paw and he stabs the neck, and then he puts his mouth up to it and sucks the blood.
There was a scientist who said blood feeders are looking for blood that's close to the surface of the skin, something that's not found in a jugular vein, for example. So he says unequivocally that is not how real-world blood-sucking creatures actually behave.
Maybe that's why he uses his claw to get deeper.
Maybe.
Deeper.
That's so weird.
Let me throw this out. What do you guys think about this? What happens if the shapeshifter? I know that's kind of way out there, but everyone seems to have seen it different.
American.
Like a Mothman or something, like Skinwalker, or...
Yeah,
Everyone sees it a little bit differently. Because someone's seen it as practically an alien. Someone saw it as a bear with crazy eyes. Another person saw it as a kangaroo, and then the one they caught in Texas, it looked like a half dog, half marsupial.
Like a skinwalker, don't they have glitches essentially where they don't get it right for a couple of seconds or a couple of tries before they perfect it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if they're like, I'm a dog, and then it's oh, fuck, well, I have spikes and I forgot the dogs don't have spikes, or you know what I mean? I guess it makes sense. But what I never got from skinwalkers is what they eat or what they survive on, what their goal is really.
Well, a lot of the Skinwalker Ranch it all pretty much started with their livestock dying and being half eaten and their blood sucked and stuff. So that's when they started finding out these weird, sometimes it was a huge wolf, sometimes it kind of was a bear, sometimes it was a weird looking human, and it just got really absurd at some points, people having crazy stories. But they seemed they were just eating livestock. It's not necessarily the chupacabra itself doing all this metamorphosis. It's our understanding, our idea. And that's how the Mothman works. It's not necessarily the Mothman doing everything. It's our idea of what we think we're seeing. It's more us translating what it is in our mind rather than that actually metamorphosing into something else.
So that it looks like its own thing, but we're trying to be oh, it looks like X.
Right.
In comparison.
And if you're kind of in that mindset, a lot of people say, susceptible to see a ghost or whatever, if you're constantly thinking about it or constantly listening to podcasts or watching ghost shows and stuff like that. And probably most of the time it's you're a dumbass, but it's in your mind, you're more susceptible to see something or you're more able to comprehend it in a certain way. So maybe it is a dog that has this certain aura about it that you look at it and it's, oh my God, it's got a horn and it's pink on a Wednesday. I can't believe it. In reality, it's just
dog.
A marsupial. That's saying marsupial.
I got distracted when you said Skinwalker Ranch because I was listening to a podcast. This guy called Jeremy Corbell is releasing this film called Hunt for the Skinwalker.
Ooh.
And he goes through Skinwalker Ranch, and I've been wanting to watch it.
Is that now?
Yeah, I
He
think.
must have got special permission because I know the last time I heard a couple years ago, they pretty much quarantine there. They won't allow people to go in there.
I will find out more, and I will get back to you.
So what do you think? Do you think maybe Choo-Choo,
Dog Man.
Chimichongi, that they have that kind of ability, or we just are relating it the wrong way?
I think it's
an animal.
Yeah, an animal that was crossbred and
all the sightings, how many do you think are maybe not legitimately that, but something that we just don't know? And I know the Texas one is legit. No one knows what the hell it is, and I would say more than 90% has to be a dog with mange,
I think it might be something that's like a species that hasn't yet been identified, like a type of canine, or I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Like,
You know what I mean? Like maybe
we've always mistaken it for something else.
Yeah, so maybe there's a type of canine that's got really long, spindly legs, and it hunts by biting in the neck, which leaves animals drained of blood or something like that. But like its teeth pattern's different than like a normal dog. You know what I mean? So I think it's like something that's not quite supernatural, but we haven't identified it yet.
I'm sorry, you viewers at home. She's trying to look around her microphone talking to me, and I'm looking at the
I'm also
levels.
really distracted by like the weird hand print that's just on this single part of the cloth. Do you see it? It's right here.
We have.
There's like nothing else. There's no other specks of dirt except that handprint,
Oh,
like
right
there. Yeah.
Right there. That would be Ryan.
Oh.
So I have to take a picture of it and put it in there so people know what we're talking about.
Should take a photo of our podcast room and so people can see how small it is and how in close proximity I am to Jim's stinky feet.
Mm-hmm. And
I like to use the term cozy.
cozy, it's freaking blazing in
Until
here.
Jim starts
cold.
sweating and then it's not so cozy anymore.
Why are you so hot? I don't
Because
understand.
it's like 100 degrees in here.
I have goosebumples.
I'm cold.
Look.
We're
Sam?
also very anemic, too.
Yeah.
I think it's my thermal thong I have on.
Oh.
My thermal
Your
grape smugglers.
long underwear you have under all your clothes.
Yeah,
Your
super
skin-
tight
your
to
skin
keep my
suit.
boys all supported.
Never nude.
Your denim shorts under your denim pants.
My Daisy Dukes. Yeah.
There's got to be a male version. Dennis Dukes.
I was going to say Donald Dukes.
Donald Dukes. They have to have some kind of support. Otherwise, you have like one nut on one side and one nut flowing on the other side because usually they're really tight. So
I wouldn't know.
you'd have like nuts on.
Nuts
would be-
on nuts.
It'd be nutty.
That's not.
All right, I don't know how we went from Chupacabra to nuts and Daisy Dukes.
Mixed nuts. Sorry.
So, did you want to add anything to the chimichangas there, Lisa? Or L Dubs is what we're calling you now, I guess?
No.
We're just fucking up everything.
I did not agree to that.
No L Money?
Ill money.
L Money?
No, but if you want to find out more about Jeremy Corbell's investigation of Skinwalker Ranch, you can go to huntttheskinwalker.com.
Make sure you put Walker at the end.
Like Texas Ranger.
An emerging story.
You know, so the final question I have for El Chupacabra is Did I say it? No, I didn't.
No. Just
Is there erotica for this?
Oh my God.
The one thing there probably isn't.
Right.
It's not called the goat sucker for nothing.
Exactly. Volume 1 through 17.
And he'll have a mundane name too, like
Fred.
yeah,
Ralph.
Fred.
Did the guy who
caressed Fred's
Wait, I have a
scaly
legit
skin.
question. The guy who painted the aliens he had sex with, did they have names?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Were they?
Oh God, what was the name of his favorite
I
one?
don't remember.
It was something.
It
Stupid.
wasn't crazy alien. Like it
No.
was something that like a human could possibly be named, but it wasn't like Sarah. Like
Yeah.
it was something like midnight or like something like weird like that, where you'd be like, okay,
Like a porn name?
like
I don't know if it was. God, I should look it up.
It's okay. I'm kind of taking you off topic right now.
No, it's like
we like our
useless.
Huggies,
Yeah, Huggins is awesome. What was it called? Oh,
love and saucers.
More credence to this guy is that more and more people are seeing these type of things, and what it is a hybrid between an alien and a human.
Like
Because-
Roswell? Sorry, that was my favorite show in
I
the...
thought you meant like the hospital, and
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
I'm like,
what the fuck is happening at
I'm
Roswell?
not taking my mom there anymore. What the hell?
No,
the-
Mexico. You people should know this.
I did. I have seen the. I haven't seen the show, but I know the show exists. I should probably watch it.
That.
So corny. I love it.
The hybrids, because according to the reports, is that the aliens are having a hard time reproducing, so they have to find a way to keep their species going. So interbreeding between humans and whatever the hell they're called is...
I mean, with all of the planets out there, there's less and less aliens for them to intermingle with.
I guess we're sexy or something. I don't know. We got it going on, you know?
With your moist ball sweat.
And your stinky feet.
I'm gonna get visited
This is what she
tonight.
looks like. Just this movie poster is her.
Oh,
I don't know why you'd be turned on by
she has bangs.
But she's got huge tits.
Yeah, she's got bangs. And they're like 1950s, like pointy bangs, too.
I know. There's tons of stuff on here.
This is becoming anticlimactic now. We can move on to the 12-year-old who snaps a photo.
I was
of
like, whoa.
Loch
that took a
Ness.
weird turn.
That was literally what he wrote on our list. A 12-year-old snaps a photo of garbage floating in Loch Ness.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I always get a kick out of it because it's I'm like, oh my God, they found Loch Ness. Holy shit, they found Loch Ness. Can you believe it? And I look at it like, what the fuck?
But she's so cute. She's so happy and proud of herself that she
They're probably just
caused-
like, I don't want to disappoint this brat, so let's just
She doesn't look like a brat. She looks like a well-behaved...
Crescent.
crescent. That's right.
Like the rolls.
Just butter it up. Yeah.
Why would you name
It's
your
it's
child Crescent?
It's Paul Stanley with tits. That's what it is, and a vagina. Paul Stanley's head with probably
is this
like
the
a
name of the
WWE
alien?
wrestler woman.
The name of the alien or the name of the 12-year-old girl?
The name of
The
the alien
alien.
is Crescent.
Okay.
It's just such a weird look. Like, I don't know if I would see a man that looks like that and be like, ooh, yeah.
You never like Kiss? You didn't want to rock and roll all night?
Only part of every day.
Okay.
But also, no, I don't want to do anyone from Kiss.
No, okay.
How old are they now?
Like 70s.
Late 60s, because they were out when Judas Priest was and Rob Halford was turned 68. So they're right around in their 65 to 70 years old.
I'm going to Google alien and
I
Google
used to
hybrid.
love watching that show with the lead singer from Kiss. What's his name?
Oh, Gene Simmons.
Paul
Gene
Stanley's lead
Simmons.
singer. Gene
His daughter
Simmons,
was beautiful.
Yeah, his son and
She's got huge tits, though. Like one.
How
they
old
had
is
a really
she?
great family dynamic.
Sophie Simmons.
They did. They were very accepting, which I guess, like, you gotta be.
Do you actually look at women's faces or do you just immediately check out their rack? And...
They have faces?
Yeah. He's like, what's a woman?
Just the thing attached to boobs.
French woman believes she is an alien human hybrid, so I'm going to send you that for later.
All right.
All right.
So, yeah, what's the name of the...
Charlotte Robinson.
Now, is that not a very pure, wholesome name? Charlotte Robinson.
And she is a pure and wholesome
Saw
girl.
the creature. Mind you, they have a picture of her standing there with fucking a bunch of ducks that look just like her picture.
She wasn't
behind her.
fucking ducks. She was standing there with ducks.
Because if she was fucking ducks, this would be a really weird article, I'm telling you.
Fuck a duck sounds like a good saying.
It is. I say it all the time.
Go fuck a duck.
Fuck a duck on Thursday. I don't know why on Thursday, but... So, yeah, she took a picture of... It looks like a duck in the water. So, she said she was 50 feet from shore. And then it was like... Oh, no, it was 50 feet from shore. She had to be like a half a freaking mile. I wish... Yeah, just look at the picture while we're talking about this.
The apparent trash that was floating was 50 feet from
apparent
the shore.
trash.
So the dead body floating in the water was 50 feet from the... And there was a couple, what was it, drug dealers? Yeah, drug dealers with flip phones.
Yep.
Looking for
That's what it
Nessie
always
on the
is.
shoreline. If
How
anyone
did we
listened.
get to that again? How did we get to it's always drug dealers?
I don't know.
Because that's what we
Banner
thought.
phones.
Look
Oh,
at the...
that
Just
makes
look at the
sense.
picture. It looks like it's a
no
flip
one,
phone.
Because no one can take a steady photo. Of
Or like
Nessie.
investigate it any further. They're like, click, okay, hey, I got Nessie, and walk away. It's like, you dumbass. But yeah, we'll have more information in the description. The next one was, candidate says she was taken by space aliens. I just thought that was interesting because of the lady who was writing Bigfoot porn. Or was it a guy that was writing Bigfoot porn? I can't remember if it was a dude or a girl.
It was a man.
It was a man writing
Yeah.
Bigfoot porn.
Well,
that's even worse.
the one running for office.
Right.
was.
She says she was abducted
Chupacabra. Chupacabra.
by Jesus-like aliens.
Oh, the Because some people say there's aliens that are like these absolutely gorgeous human beings with blonde hair and bright blue eyes. That might be the ones she got? Because then they have the reptilians, and then you got they call them like the Greek gods.
Jesus was Hebrew, so I don't know how they could be blonde.
True, but then again, every picture of Jesus is a 1970s hippie, so
that's true.
I don't know where they got that either. But yeah, she claimed she was taken into a ship at age 7 by blonde space people. Yeah, that's the one who resemble the Christ, the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro. The paper said they have telepathically communicated off and on since then. Blah.
Oh my god!
And guess what state she serves in?
No way. Florida?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Because Florida.
Because Florida. This should go into the Florida corner.
Yes, it's Florida. Why am I here?
I don't know.
Why do I have clothes on?
Well,
please keep them on.
Really quick, the next story is the entire shoreline in Greece is covered in a spider web. Okay, well, that's enough about that story. We'll have it down in the...
So gross.
Oh my God, it's unbelievably gross.
1,000 feet of spider
I actually
webs.
I was walking through the living room. My parents had it on, and they zoomed in, and there's all these little and big spiders going on. I'm like, what the...
That's disgusting. I didn't zoom in on it, but it just looks like a Halloween decoration.
No, there was some guy with a camera like zooming in on it.
There were that many spiders.
Oh yeah, it's tons of spiders. It's like
that is literally my nightmare.
Then there's a bone trumpet made for calling demons. Well, you know what? It sounds like my penis because my past couple girlfriends have been pretty rough.
I love that it says that it is made to be used with accompanying skull drums made from human skulls.
It is pretty amazing looking, though.
It is beautiful.
It is. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to watch. Like
it was made from a human thigh bone.
That's the creepy part about it.
At some point, a Buddhist monk cut off one end to make a mouthpiece and bore holes in the other end for air to pass through.
That's so creepy.
Wonder what it sounds like.
Then came the careful process of clearing the marrow channel and completing the airway.
Wow, that's like super creepy.
Delicate carvings of mythological dragons, ornately shaped silver, leather wrappings, and turquoise were used to decorate the trumpets as well as preserve them.
It's always turquoise. Turquoise, if you will.
Turquoise. So if you blow the horn...
Really?
That's what happens right here. This is some top-end podcasting right here.
It symbolizes the duality of life and death. What even was that?
That was supposed to be a demon laugh.
Oh.
I actually put it in there for this, and I actually remembered to play it. So I'm proud of myself. So we're going to move on to our ending article here. And it's actually fairly interesting. Even though I read the title, I thought, okay, that's hilarious. But it is actually interesting, and the guy who created it is an absolute fucking wacko. Graham crackers were invented to stop you from masturbating, and that's the truth. That's actually what it is.
And it's all because Sylvester Graham hated sex.
Sylvester Graham, dude.
Is he Mormon?
He was a Puritan.
Puritan. Well, that's why.
Puritan. Sylvester Graham hated sex.
He preached that carnal desire caused headaches, epilepsy, and even insanity. But look at him. He looks like he needs to get laid.
He does. Look at him.
Having sex with him would give me epilepsy.
So, to stop his followers from getting frisky, he invented a bland biscuit-like cracker to cure masturbation and quell sexual urges in 1829. I don't know how he related that to, let's make this bland thing and everyone will stop masturbating. That makes no sense. Its name, the graham cracker, the snack that's since become the stuff of s'mores in kindergarten classrooms. Did you have to add in kindergarten classrooms with this story? How the cracker went from an anti-sex propaganda meal to the backbone of America's favorite campfire treat is one of the food world's most bizarre stories. I don't know why I struggled with that. Experts and historians told The Post. We're reading The Post? Oh, damn.
Yeah, you're reading the article.
We're reading The Post. All right. Don't sue us, Post, for reading your article. The tale features a major American corporation, angry mobs of protesters, a fad diet, and early medicine in all its quackery.
Quackery.
So let me just ask you two a question.
Yep.
You have to be tasked. You have to come up with one solution to get people to stop masturbating. And we'll stick with men because I don't think women masturbate. How would you stop? How would you get them to stop?
Make men stop masturbating?
What would be the one cure you thought would help the most to stop them from stroking the poke?
Is this like a one-time thing, or can we have like a system?
Possibly a system.
So I would tase them anytime they had an erection.
That actually would probably, it's a thing that, so when it starts to fill up with blood.
Or anytime I would be like, okay, like go to touch your penis, and then like tase them.
It's like finger sensitive penis tasing. You touch them.
Yeah. And I feel like then they would be like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that anymore.
That's actually a good idea. Lisa, do you have any idea for the...
I don't think I can follow that up. I don't think I can follow that. That's good.
I like that. My idea was actually
I like that.
No, I don't like that at all, but I'm just saying that's a good idea. Mine was to, if you ever, if anyone ever, of course I've never done this, stole a shirt and it has those little things on it, and he tried to take it on, they burst out in the ink.
Yeah.
So every time you go to, you just, and it'd be all over your pants and everything, so everyone will know you're trying to, release the swimmers.
We need some of those for guys who like to itch a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle, walking out, they're just like,
or
Sam does it all the time.
adjusting. Yeah, I mean, I have to do that quietly when I adjust my bra.
It should be yellow so it looks like you peed your pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time.
Or even
Or
brown.
brown.
Like they took a Duke in your pants.
Unless mine won't work if there's like an odd person you're tasting and they're like, yeah. Like again.
I gotta touch harder.
Thank you, sir. May I please have another?
Can this work on my nutsack too? Anyways.
Probably.
The man behind the crack crew was born in, so I don't really care what because he's a fucking wacko. He goes, masturbation was the worst, he proclaimed, because it inflames the brain more than natural arousal and amounts to self-abuse. Did you ever see the meme where there's two kids sitting there and it says masturbation is self-rape, and the guy underneath it goes, well, there it is. The dumbest fucking thing I've seen all day. I'm shutting off my computer.
No.
So it's actually a thing, I think. Like, people feel like masturbation is, I don't know, self-rape, but it's
rape?
Abuse. Well, I use my wiener, but that's... I'm just going to leave that go on that one. All right.
Unless you're dressed really sluttily, and then you're just asking for yourself.
Well, if I dress sluttily.
Sluttily?
That. It'd be Daisy Dukes on my nutsacks. Go over
Dennis
them.
Dukes.
Yeah, Dennis Dukes.
Donald
Dukes.
Masturbation was the worst. Well, I already said that. Eating and drinking delicious foods, including meat, coffee, and spices, stimulated those sexual urges, he claims. I wonder how he came up with that. Like, I don't know if I've ever really ate anything and said, wow, I really got to go whack it or go have sex or something. I don't think I've ever ate anything.
Aphrodisiacs, like dark chocolate, oysters, red wine, they're all supposed to...
I like oysters, but they've never,
get you in that loving mood.
Have you ever ate anything and been like, I get a little tingly going on? Okay, she has, but she doesn't want to say it. What about you, Nikki?
I guess sometimes after wine, like if I have enough alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol makes you frisky.
That's what he should have done. Been like, okay, no alcohol.
I don't think if you're a Puritan, you're allowed to have alcohol
or coffee
or tobacco or.
So it's already ahead of the game on that. Oh, okay. So he was on a strong anti-masturbation crusade. He said, "If you're eating meat."
Oh my God.
Really?
All right. Eating meat, you're acting like an animal, and you should avoid these types of primal instincts, like the urge to have sex. I mean, who wants to procreate? 3 billion people.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be for pleasure. It was supposed to be to keep the population going.
Well, that's the whole point. It's supposed to be pleasurable, so we do it so we keep the population going. It shouldn't be a chore.
Not according to the Puritans. They didn't want you to indulge.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Or be fixated on sex.
The Vegetarian Crusade, the rise of an American reform movement, 1817. Wow, this went on for over a century? There's a book about how they tried to squelch sexual urges with different kinds of foods and systems. Maybe they did the shocking thing. They didn't have electricity though, did they? They tied like a kite to their wank and waited
Made him stand in the field.
they waited for the thunderstorm to come
They
through.
probably hit him on like the knuckles with a ruler or something.
I love that all of the butchers and the bakers
And the
storm-
candlestick makers.
and the candlestick makers, because you have candles when you have sex back then when there's no power. Anyway, stormed one of his lectures and got like real pissed, claiming
Why are you making me eat graham crackers? Do you know what this has done to me?
No, he destroyed their business.
Right. The graham crackers, they were stale tasting and harsh to chew. It would be hard on our modern palate. It was partly a response to the rise of industrial baking, which he thought was less healthy form of bread.
Hence the bakers getting pissed off.
I didn't know that like plain bread was turning people on.
That's true.
Like, look at this bread.
It's all the gluten.
It is. Do you ever notice that no one ever was really allergic to bread until recently?
I think it was how they changed their
could be
process for
too.
making it. Chemicals, maybe? I don't know.
No, I think you might be right with that. I never thought about it that way. Graham was a bit of a food snob. In 1837, he wrote, "Thousands in civic life will, for fears and perhaps as long as they live, eat the most miserable trash they can be imagined in the form of bread and never seem to think that they can possibly have anything better. Not even that is an evil to eat such vile stuff as they do. I have thought, therefore, that this guy wrote? God
It
dang
sounds like he's trying real hard.
Yeah, that I could hardly do society, but I'm like lost just in the sentence because this is a run-on sentence. Service then to publish the following treatise on a subject. I like treatise better, which, whether people are aware of it or not, in reality, of very importance to the health and comfort of everyone. He could have just said, "Let's eat better food than we are right now," instead of this horrible sentence that I now regret speaking through this microphone. Oh, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg. Do we know anything about this dude?
Yep.
What do we know, Nikki?
Kellogg's. He made cereal.
But did he do it so people wouldn't
Have
spank
sex.
it?
Yeah, I think so. Cold
boy.
cereals.
More than any other antebellum American, Graham helped establish the rationale for Victorian sex ethics. Remind me never to be a Victorian. Graham's dual obsession with food
little
and
late.
sex.
Yeah. I think you're good.
Graham's dual obsession with food and sex was complementary. Both drives represented dangers to complete self-control and independence. Eros and Modernization, Sylvester Graham, Health Reform, and the Origins of Victorian Sexual in America is just one of the books or articles that he has written. Cornflakes, too.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, s'mores were invented around 1925.
That is important.
Because that's right at the end of, was it 1921? Up to 1921, that was. So then shortly after, they said, fuck it, let's make graham crackers all sexy-like. Throw a couple pieces of chocolate in there.
Mm-hmm.
Get a mellow marshmallow.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I was trying to figure out a better name than marshmallow, but it didn't come out right. Yeah, so Graham, who died in 1851, is probably rolling over in his grave now that he sees what graham crackers actually are. Graham was sure his theories about food and sex would be proven correct. He even predicted his home in Northampton, Massachusetts, would be turned into a national shrine.
he was crazy.
A little bit, but the problem was a lot of people bought into it. And I'm only going to spend 10 seconds on it. Donald Trump. He's fucking crazy, and there's still a lot of people that believe in him.
I wonder if
Well-
he does Uber Eats to the White House.
Probably not.
All right, enough about Trump. Excuse
Talk
me.
about being bred with aliens.
They're more like Bigfoot erotica.
Yeah. So I leaned against his
He's
orange,
a descendant from
flowing
Leonard.
chest hair.
He's a descendant from Leonard.
His big
Leonard
hands.
Nimoy?
No, Leonard.
Leonard. The Bigfoot.
Oh.
Or Sasquatch. I don't know
You
if he
didn't
has a
listen to
preferred
our episode
term.
last week, did you?
No.
Or not last week. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that.
Sorry.
All right, that's fantastic.
You only want
I
to listen
meant
to your own
to.
voice.
I like to listen to my own voice, find out what I'm doing wrong, which is everything.
Like not being able to pronounce the
Chupacabra.
topic.
This editing session
Chupacabra.
for you is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Literally just make it super obvious and cut out you saying Chupacabra one time and like paste it over every time you say
You're like,
Chupacabra.
and I
Chupacabra.
And it was Chupacabra.
Yeah, but have it
Same
be in like
exact-
the same weird low tone.
And marshmallow.
Mellow, throw in the mallow. That's what I want to say, the mallow.
Mallows are bars.
Yeah, they're good. Addictive.
Okay.
Moving on.
Mallow bars. Yeah. So, Nikki, do you have anything to add to our Chupacabra? See, I'm doing good now with it because I've said it a
Yeah.
lot. Chupacabra, graham cracker episode.
It didn't suck as much as it could have.
I got to remember to go to you last so then you can come up with it. But that was a pretty good one, though.
Yeah. I'm always a better closer than I am a starter.
I would really like s'mores now.
Mm.
It's
Those
dinner time. It's 6.
More
Right.
wood.
I've been in this room for an hour now.
And you're not hot. You're not boiling hot right now.
No, I'm cold.
I'm not cold anymore, but I'm feeling claustrophobic now.
All right, so who's going to end this fantastic episode?
Finisher.
We're gonna lay it on you there, L-dubs.
I can't do a spur of the moment like this. It's way too much pressure.
What am I doing?
Well, you do. We already have it. You just got to say it.
I forgot what it was.
Oh,
Okay, Nikki, can you end this episode for us?
if you can't swallow, you might as well Midnight Hollow.
Oh, sorry. That was
And I really, really wanted to change that, but I can't come up with anything else that really.
I haven't been in enough podcasts
I'll think about it.
to remember.
I'll think about it. You
But
know, how
if
I
you
am
would
with
have
the
listened
puns.
to our last one, you might have remembered it. I'm just saying.
Aw, Jim. Oh, no.
Thank you for hazelnutting.
That's rude. That's rude. That's rude. That's rude.